It is a Friday, everybody, and this is still a week that we've had the emotion of remembering 9/11 24 years ago, and also a lot of people emotional for a lot of different reasons about the political violence for Charlie Kirk being shot, and now the accused assassin is under arrest for this in Utah. Let's bring in Maxine Rose right now. The story that we're discussing here is the potential consequences, not for the shooter, but for people talking about the shooter, talking about Charlie Kirk, and using social media as their ways of talking about this. Because in some scenarios, there's some consequences you might not be thinking about. Something about what you've been covering today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the most recent thing that we've learned about is a Lancaster City school district employee that was talked to, for all we know, reprimanded by the district because of a post she reposted. So not something she created, reposted
Right, but it
on.
was when you repost something, you're posting it. You're choosing
Yes,
to
right.
post something.
Liking, yeah,
So
right. And that's why some people put like, I don't endorse, my likes are not my,
that's not good enough. No, 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 no. That when
no, I
there's
know, I'm
a
just saying.
when there's something opinionated and you're putting it out there,
Right.
that's you putting it out there. It doesn't matter if you created it or not.
Right. Yes. 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 So, this employee had reposted it, and then there's kind of that consequence afterward. Now, like I said, we don't know the actual consequence with the school district of Lancaster because it's not releasing anything about those specific details, but we do know, it's come out with a statement now. There's much more that we'll be covering tonight with
Well,
Andrew
apparently
Klein, but
they're concerned about the backlash of her post, and there's been a lot of criticism,
right.
vehement criticism of her posting that, and
Yeah.
so there's been so much concern that there's been some increased police presence on this. All right, Amy says so much for
Yeah.
freedom of speech. So glad you said that, Amy.
Mhm.
There is freedom of speech in America, but not freedom from consequences. So
Right.
I'll just start with my take on this, and we'll get to you because
Sure.
when certain jobs have different levels of free speech.
Yeah.
In the position of journalists, we can't go online and say, "I'm voting for this person. I think you
Right.
should too."
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the way our jobs are. We're nonpartisan. We just tell the news. We don't give our opinions on who's right or who's wrong and who should be elected. So when it comes to certain things, we don't have a complete freedom of speech. We've accepted that with our jobs. Now,
Right.
because of that, that's what we need to be aware of. And we know that getting into this job. What did you find that some people are coming across when it comes to what they're posting?
Well, there's definitely a lot of mixed feelings about this, Joel D. We've heard from people who are saying, yeah, consequences are necessary. I mean, no matter what job you're in, because everything you post online has an impact. It's going to stay there. It's going to impact maybe a coworker that sees it, or maybe essentially the argument is it can bleed into your work life, but also just
Right.
everyday life. There are
All right, so here's an
also,
example right here before
oh,
you
sure.
continue.
Yep.
The one we have up right here is Pete Hegseth, formerly
Yeah.
the Department of Defense, now Department of War. That's why you see a DOW there. They're tracking service members who mock or celebrate Charlie Kirk's death. So once again, these are federal employees. They are our military. They are paid by the taxpayers. So federal employees, I'm sure they have some sort of conduct that they're not supposed to be commenting on things like that.
Sure.
And just think about what that could mean for morale. If you're trying to work with someone who has a completely different opinion than you do on this, and it's exposed this way, and you're supposed to be a team fighting for America, that could have some implications, as you see right here. So once again, I think it comes down to it's different jobs.
Yeah, yeah. And it says there, it's highlighted, they're tracking all civilian and military employees.
Right.
So that's, one thing that they're doing. Um, so yeah, I mean, we're seeing the impact of that. But on the other hand, we're also hearing from people here in Harrisburg who say, well, my social media life is very different from the reality. And my work life and my home life are very separate. And as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, whatever I'm saying should be my own opinions, my own thoughts. And as long
Right.
as I can do the job I'm hired to do well, then that should be it, period.
So people, all
So
right. So was that the overwhelming kind of like sentiment that you got from people?
as I said, no, I mean, I think it was very mixed. And you know what, Joel
Right.
D too, it was interesting because I started the conversation with a lot of them saying, okay, what do you think, just in general, not even bringing up Charlie Kirk's name, but saying, what do you think about people facing cons or getting, punished or whatnot for things that they post on their private social media
Hmm.
pages? And you had some people who are like, no, it's private, like they should not face any consequences. It's fine. And then as soon as we started talking about the Charlie Kirk issue, for some people, I almost like it felt a shift, if you will, because of the political nature of this, and the way it
Let me bring up
affects
another
people's lives.
scenario for people who
Yeah.
think that, hey, whatever I say shouldn't matter. What if you work for a fast food company and you say, this fast food company stinks, they're
Mhm.
gross, they don't clean things well, and it's the worst place I've ever worked? You don't think there's going to be consequences for that? I mean, you can't have an employee that's bad mouthing the company still working there, right? So I mean, that's part of it as well. But
Right.
I want you to get to this. Not only is it become sort of controversial how you're posting, but
Yeah.
people are outing each other in a very public way now.
Yes. Yes. So, yes. So we have found a website where people are essentially being, you know, posted with their names, faces. These are people which the website claims, quote, support political violence. So they're really, putting them on the big screen and pointing them out. And overall, most people that I spoke with today found that to be pretty extreme, right? You're putting people right out there. But at the same time, some people were saying, well, I mean, you got to think about their families and da 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 and the consequences of having someone's face and names up there. Da, da, da. But what about what they posted? What they posted
Yeah, I mean, so
originally
that's the
also didn't
double-edged
think
sword.
about
These
Charlie Kirk.
people posted something. They knew they were posting this publicly. We keep saying
Right.
private pages. You mean private pages as in terms of it's not a professional page, right? But it's
Right.
still
Well, yeah. I mean, just think,
it's a
yeah, your
private
own,
page, but it's not
Facebook account.
insulated from the world can see it. So it's public. You're choosing
Sure.
to put this
Yep.
out in public with your name on it, right?
Right. For
You
your
know you're
friends
putting
and
it.
your family members that, yeah, that follow you and yes, exactly. It's not,
Right.
a business page that you're posting from necessarily. It's not, yeah.
So
Yeah.
seemingly your personal stuff, you're not representing a company. That's a key part there, right? So you're
Right.
speaking as yourself, not as an employee of a company at that point.
Yeah.
But you still are. That's the problem in some of
Mhm.
these places. Like once again, I'll bring it up to us because we understand this.
Right.
I have
Yeah.
a professional page. I have a personal page. Even on
Mhm.
my personal page, I can't do this stuff because
Right.
people know who I am and what I do, and it would very easily be, once like these people are, screen grabbed and shared and be like, see, Joel D, I knew it. He backs
He
this
believes blank.
candidate.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
believes that. I knew it.
Yeah.
And then now other people see that, and now I can't work as a journalist because people will believe that or see that and can't listen to me because all they're doing is thinking about what side they think I'm on. So I know that. I understand that. And some of these people may not understand that or care, but now it's being grabbed, like you said, because it's
Yeah.
public. And then
Yeah.
people are saying, I can't believe this or I don't like this. And then they're taking it to this new website that's been created
Yeah.
just for this
Yeah.
to amplify it and show it to the
Amplify,
world.
yes. Yep.
How
Yeah.
popular is this page? Can you give me a feel
Oh,
for how many people are using it and what's going on this one particular webpage?
to be honest, no. There's no way of
How many
knowing on
submissions?
there.
How many submissions?
Oh, I mean, it is a long list. I mean, I
Thousands, right?
oh, probably maybe hundreds, I think would be maybe the
I
right.
think I saw thousands on there
You
earlier.
think?
I thought,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it was
yeah,
definitely long. It was long
mhm,
for sure.
yeah. And some are from Pennsylvania. We did see some on there from
Yeah.
Pennsylvania as well.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Um,
Can we
so
bring
yeah,
up
so
that comment one more
but
time? I'm sorry. I just wanted to see what they said. What sad world we live in when this action is necessary. So my question is when the consequences when having to take action is necessary,
well, please, they're not. Well, if
or
they can
when people
respond,
feel the
that's fine. I'm
need.
not sure they're listening so much to be able to respond that fast. But if they are, great. Yeah. Do you mean the action to repost their stuff because they're putting nasty things there, or
Right. Yeah.
to react
The consequence.
to hold people accountable for their words? Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, it goes back to this. Like, free speech is you can say anything you want, but you can also be arrested for saying fire in a crowded theater because you've
Right.
caused the commotion that creates injuries and things like that. So we've always
Or
been limited on our speech to some extent. You
hate
can say
speech,
anything you
right?
want. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When it's opinions and things like that, but you're not shielded from the consequences of what you say based on what your job may be or the scenario where you say
Hmm.
that. Um,
Hmm.
but ironically, Charlie Kirk was known for giving his opinions and listening
Hmm.
to others and debating. That is what
Hmm.
he did in a very public
Hmm.
way. So,
Hmm.
and those people got reposted, because they
Right.
were in
Yeah. Well,
those spaces.
that's the other part of this here is there are a lot, right, that are really forward and maybe mean, nasty about Charlie Kirk. You're
Yep.
also seeing some things that are like, I may not have agreed with him, but I feel empathy for him and his family, and what happened to him was awful. But still, we're seeing even posts like that getting some backlash, even just
Yeah.
the mention of
Well,
I didn't agree with him. So that's where this gets interesting too.
right. Well, there's no room for nuance online, unfortunately.
Yeah.
People are like, you're either for me or you're against me, and
Right.
when it comes to a political topic like this, um, you know, they don't leave much space for nuance when
Hmm.
that's kind of where most of us are. I think on this is that don't want anyone to be hurt for their words,
Yeah.
and yet you can sometimes be critical of people's words, and how they use them or whatever else. So I'm not saying that for Charlie Kirk's situation here, but there's lots of things out there that can be criticized one way, but you're just being critical of the way they're doing it, or their success on how they're doing it, but it doesn't mean you want them punished for it or hurt by it with any kind of violence. But how do you
Right.
say all that in line? It just took me forever, and I said it terribly. But if you say it online, it's like you're for or against me, I hate you or not. And that's the other thing. If someone from a different political persuasion says, I support, Charlie's family, now they're thinking you support him, and I don't like him, and now I hate you.
Mhm.
That's sometimes the
Mhm.
online world we're in,
Mhm. Right.
unfortunately.
It's yeah. It just there's no. You just can't get it right. Is what it kind of seems like
It's
online.
easiest to just
You know.
stay away from some of these hot button issues. Like, I don't know. It's easy to say. Some people feel like they have to get their opinion out. But when you do, we're bringing this
Sure.
up to you to show there could be some consequences there. We don't know the exact consequences for this employee of the School District of
Yeah.
Lancaster, but it's
It,
something. And
yeah. It's
you
kind
know,
of continue at your own risk. Like if that's what you want to put out there, just know kind of that there could be, as you said, Joel D, the consequences.
there's
So
consequences with your
just
job
being aware
potentially,
of
but
that.
also within your peer group, your quote unquote friend group. The people that you're posting this with.
Family, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
yeah,
I mean, we've been in the social media world long enough. I think people should know this, but I think
yeah,
it's called doxing when you're sort of outing people and seeing where
yeah.
this goes. This is just one of those touchstone issues again that happen every
Mhm.
once in a while, and the way you comment on it will really be judged, and you could find consequences. You really could. So be careful when you know your
Yeah,
employee
and
handbook.
yes, yes, know your policies. Yes, exactly. But also, you know, it made me think as we were talking about this. This was kind of a conversation even when, you know, President Biden or President Trump was in office, you know, speaking out
All right.
against a president, you know,
All right.
and
Maxine,
saying what you feel about
you're
that.
breaking up here. Yeah.
There
All
were,
right.
I
We're just
feel
gonna.
like
I think we're gonna end. I think we're gonna end this,
there
Maxine. You're
was some
starting to break
backlash
up
kind of in
pretty
the
bad.
beginning,
Okay.
and then it's fine. Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're breaking up too much. I think we're just going to end this at this point. I think we got the point across. I'd really like to know more about what you guys think. You're on, a lot of you folks watching this on Facebook right now or on YouTube. Tell me what you think about this topic. I'm not going to ask you what you think about Charlie Kirk. Once again, we say that can be, you know, have some consequences one way or the other. You can share it certainly if you want, but more so about this idea of sharing your personal opinion about a controversial topic and having that opinion, because it is public, once you make a statement or you say something on social media, be amplified to the point where you could have a consequence one way or the other. So how do you feel about things coming up that way? It really does, I think, come down job by job. It really does. Yeah. All right. Interesting topic as always, guys. Thanks for the conversation. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'm Joel D. Smith on 21 Next. See you next time.